All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Working for a Dream podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Bolanos. Got an awesome guest with us today. Drove all the way from Chicago. We are in our new podcast studio. This dude's legit. I've been following him since probably 2 years ago, since before the pandemic. I found him on Instagram. He was recommended by a friend. Mexi Papa recommended you, or you did this, you recommended Mexi Papa to me. I don't remember, but he's got a thriving business in Chicago. He's done the Taste of Chicago. He's known for the hot Cheeto burger in the Chicago area, and Prime Tacos is here on location. Welcome Anthony Solis to the show, man. What's up, dog?
Man, thanks for having me, Pat. Dream come true.
Absolutely, brother. It's been a long time coming. We've been talking about this for 2 years, bro.
Yeah, we have. And I got to say, Pat is very consistent.
Oh, yeah?
Probably one of the most consistent people I've ever met, but you've had a lot of good advice to give me. You led me to the point of now, and I appreciate that. And, thanks for working with me. And, yeah, man, he's the real deal for sure, guys. Trailer King Builders is the real deal. You're
the real deal. You have done very well with your business. I've seen you blow up. I mean, you're sitting down with mayors and shit, I mean, I'm not sitting down with the mayor of Houston, bro. But let's dig into your story a little bit. You're from the Chicago area.
Yes, sir.
You do Prime Tacos. I mean, we've talked often about where you were in life 2 years ago to where you are now. So let's share the story of how you came up with the idea and where you're at and how you guys have been growing ever since.
So, it was started off as just a taco business. Mm-hmm. My brother and I, we're doing taquisas. Yep. Taquisas is actually like a dying breed, taco guys pulling up to the yard, cooking tacos. That's kind of like how we first started. Yeah. Just trying to make extra money, to make ends meet. I had a family. He had a family. We're just trying to, add on to the little close to nothing paying jobs that we already had. Mm-hmm. So that was a way for us to make extra income. And then the pandemic came and wiped that all away. Like all the deposits we had, all the parties we had booked, gone. Like in a matter of seconds, gone. We're gonna have a good year this year, man. We already got these parties from last year that are booked. They're booking us again. They recommended us. Everything was cool. Everything was all good. Then the pandemic happened, and all that money disappeared. All that money was just gone, and we had no way of making that extra money anymore. Yep. Then my brother was a line cook. Mm-hmm. He lost his job. I was a truck driver, Class A truck driver. Yep. I wasn't even making the money I wanted to. Yep. It was going to everybody else, the extra loads, the extra hours and stuff. So, I wasn't getting paid enough to be able to make ends meet. And then, we said, hey, one day we were like, you know what, we got to do something about this. I had a grill, or we had the grills from the tacos, but we got to do something about this. We opened the garage up. We started selling tacos, selling tacos out the garage. And, we were just blew up. And then out came the Cheeto burger. Mm-hmm. We were trying to experiment with different things and different foods.
When you say out came the Cheeto burger, what, you just you saw it somewhere? You guys made this shit up from one day to the next?
Man, it was just cheeseburger, hot Cheetos. I mean, who doesn't like hot Cheetos on a sandwich, right? Yep. And, a lot of trial and error. We didn't get it to how we wanted it, and then we figured out a method on, how to coat the buns properly and how to get the burger we wanted. And it all started off just social media, right? Yep. I cooked the burger one time. I posted it on Snapchat. Hey, where can I get that? Where can I get that? Hey, come to the garage. We'll have it at the garage. And it went from 1 pack of burgers, 18-pack of burgers, to 2 packs of burgers, to 3 packs of burgers. And let me tell you this story. Yeah. We were actually we were flipping our girls' EBT cards at first. We had it was hey, we need a way to fund this, all that extra money out there, the pandemic checks we were getting, we flipped it and we made something happen with it. And it just grew from there. Mm-hmm.
Well, now you have a trailer that you're bringing back to Chicago. Mm-hmm. You're doing an event here this weekend because they have a following. Mm-hmm. These guys have been growing their following. They've been doing the social media the right way. Is that something you've been picking up by watching other people, or is this something that you just
It's organic, man.
Yeah.
It's organic.
I know it's organic.
You know,
I've seen those lines of people at the events that you do. Because I remember the pictures. You had a couple of videos on TikTok go viral, millions of views.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah. You just get up one day and be like, I'm going to start recording?
Yeah, I guess social media played a big part in what we did, and then like our upbringing of the company, that played a real major role. It started off with Snapchat, and then other people sharing it, and then other people sharing it, and you know, we would sit there and record and make our own content, but in reality, the best content comes from the people. Yeah, you know, like, oh, this is good, that's good. Everybody come try this out, and our job is just to keep executing, you know, keep giving out good food, good service, and the rest just comes along, you know?
Yep.
And then just being good people too, you know?
Where do you see you taking this company?
I'm taking it across the country. Look, man, I'm in Houston right now. I'm in Houston. You know, we've been to Miami, Orlando.
Yep.
It's crazy, like, where social media and where the Hot Cheeto Burger and where persistence, you know, has gotten us.
Yep.
Like, we've been scared a lot of times. Like, there's been times where I'm, like, always too scared. I'm always telling my brother, like, man, I don't think we should do it. And he's like, man, just shut up, just go. You know, it's risky. You got to take yourself out of that comfort zone.
Of course.
You know, winning and being successful is not comfortable. You're always, you know, it's a risk. But
I want to bring up something that we discussed a while back, like conversations we've had. You've been talking about this trailer for a while. I remember you telling me a story about your, I don't know if it was your employer or somebody getting jealous of the success you were having.
Yeah.
Remember that story? Like, because you would have this success on the weekends of selling out of your garage or doing events. You told me that.
I worked, man. I was working 6 days a week, 4 a.m. to like 2:00 in the afternoon. Yep. Barely had energy to give the family. You know, come home tired. Oh man, what am I doing with my life? God, give me something to do, man. Yep. Gosh, you know. And my one day a week that I had off, we were doing prime tacos out the garage.
Right.
You know, and then we started, actually, you know what? This is a funny story. So it was like before our real big blow up.
Yep.
You know, during like the first two bags of burgers we had. And we were like on our last leg. Like, man, we got to make this work. We got no money. We got to make this work. We opened up the garage. We were probably sitting there with like a whole pot of birria, 3 packs of burgers, and nobody's there. We're like, man, you know,
it's over.
It's over. What are we gonna do? You know? And then, man, let's just cook all this stuff and we'll give it to the homeless people under the viaduct. Let's go, man. I mean, what are we gonna do with all this food? We can't even eat all this.
Yep.
I get a phone call from my buddy. Hey, man, where you at? You know, he's on FaceTime. I said, man, I'm in the garage, man. If you want to come get some food, come get it, because we're gonna cook it and get out of here. We got stuff to do. You know, I got to figure out how to make this money back. And he goes, what do you mean, man? He's in an alley, 30 cars lined up in the alley, coming from both sides. Nobody can get out. He's like, what do you mean you're closing up? We're right here, man. You're not even open. And I says, man, what do you mean? I put the address on the front. He goes, what's your address? I told him, you know, da-da-da-da. He's like, fool, you put the wrong address. I'm like, oh, man. Says, we're on the next block. So I told my brother, I said, man, let's go. We got to cook all this stuff, you know? And we did. We sold out in like an hour. I mean, it took us longer to cook the food than to sell out.
Okay.
You know? And it started off with sold out. And then, you know, oh, why are these guys selling out every week? What's going on? Why are they selling out every week? You know, and we tried. Like, we were, well, why you sell? Like, people would get mad like when we would sell out. Like, I got bad Google reviews talking about, like, oh, the wait's too long. 1 star. Like, dang, I mean, but the food's good at least.
You got like, you know, you've been through like 1,000 people, and the 1,001st person is like, oh, these people suck. Yeah,
they suck. You wait too long. You know, and we've had segments, you know, on the news. It's worth the wait and stuff like that, and it just turned into, you know, something good, and we just kept it up. And I didn't like. So let me get back to the work story now. So I was happy spending my last day. I remember my girl, my kids were kind of like, hey, you know, you know, but they understood it was for money for the house and to pay the bills. And at work, I'd come into work Mondays, late. What are you doing? What are you doing, fat boy? You coming in late? And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm coming in late. I do my little thing. And then the word started getting to the workplace, social media. And, my boss didn't like that. He told me one time, he was like, I'm not a part-time job. I'm your full-time job. You need to buckle up or you hit the road.
Yeah.
Buckle down or hit the road. And I was like, and I got some real good advice, life-changing advice, I think, from a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Ryan Henry. He's a TV host, Black King Chicago, the man in Chicago.
Right.
And he likes our burger. He loves hot Cheetos. He was one of the first celebrities to try our food. Shout out Donut Mommy. She was the first one to discover the burger and bring that hype.
What's up, Donut Mommies?
Yep. So yeah, man. So he liked the burger, and like we did a big collaboration with each other one day, and he told me, he's like, "What do you do?" I was like, "Man, I drive trucks. I'm a truck driver." He's like, "So what do you want to do? Do you want to be the best truck driver in the world, or do you want to be the best tacos and prime tacos in the world? Like, you decide. Because you can't do both." And like, boom, like something just clicked in my head, and I was like, you know what? He's right.
That's it.
If I want to break generational curses, I got to choose one. Do I want to be the best truck driver in the world, or do I want to be the best taco guy in the world? And I took that very personal. Called the next week. "Hey, bro, I quit my job." "Why'd you quit, man?" "I didn't tell you to quit." Make sure you're making your money.
Man, we going all in. I'm quitting.
Yeah. So, it was after one event, man. It was after one event one day, like on a Monday, and the boss is blowing me up. "Where the heck are you at?" "Oh man, I woke up late, man. I think we had just did like an event. It was like 400 people. Man, I'm sorry, man. I'm coming in. You better bring your ass in, or you're done." And I was just kind of like, man, you know what? Like,
see you, bro.
Turn my phone off. I'm done. See you later. And it was like that. Like, it's just,
That's how you decide.
Yeah, man.
So you decide who you're gonna.
It's
who you're gonna work for. Are you gonna work for yourself? Or are you gonna work for someone else?
It's crazy.
So tell me about what's the most you all have done in a weekend, like either total sales or the amount of people you serve.
A lot of people.
Okay, come on, man. Don't be humble, bro.
A lot of people.
Let's show people what you got.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I know.
It's definitely worth it. We wouldn't be where we're at right now without the customers.
Let's pretend you're going on Shark Tank, bro, and you're talking to one of the sharks, and they're like, "So what's the most you've done in a weekend?" You'd tell them, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
Yeah. So how much?
Definitely, man. We've made enough.
This guy.
We've made enough, but like I said, it comes down.
All right, let's do the fall.
Comes down to the customers, man.
Let's do the following. Let's do the fall. I'm gonna give you a number. You tell me higher or lower.
Like in a day, what I made in a day?
In a weekend.
In a weekend?
10,000.
Like what's the most I've made in a weekend?
Yes.
Shit, you go up more than that.
Okay, 20.
I've had better weekends than that.
Get the fuck out of here. 30?
I've had a better weekend than that.
50.
Well, you got to take into account festivals too. We've
bro,
had
one weekend, bro. Doesn't matter what you were doing. 50,000. Yay or nay?
Yeah. You're
Damn.
close. You're close.
That's when you know.
You're close, man. That's when you know you got something.
That's
good.
when you know these guys are
appreciative.
blowing up. That's for a lot of food truck owners would love to say they've done 10,000 a weekend. 1,000 a day is an average for a food truck owner. Blowing up on social media is obviously a catalyst for your success. And so what I want everybody that's listening to pay attention to is, one, you're not afraid to put your shit out there, right? Two, you believe in social media marketing, although it's organic.
Definitely.
You know how to work it, right? You know how to use it.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I feel like I can do it again. Like, I feel like with what I've learned and how I'm doing it, I feel like I can start like a whole new project, and I would know how to blow it up again, like, for sure.
Awesome. Awesome.
And it's just based off of little tricks and stuff that you've learned from actually having that.
The best way to grow a business. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to do your scaling, but something I like to watch a lot of is Shark Tank. And so on TikTok, if you look at my TikTok, I'll have like Shark Tank clips, like 5 in a row. So the algorithm is feeding me these Shark Tank clips, and I've seen a lot of food people go on there, right? I'm a fan of Barbara Corcoran and the story with Cousins Maine Lobster. Are you familiar with that story?
No, you can tell me a little bit.
So that story is these two cousins from Maine, living in California, decide to start a food truck. The food truck is called Cousins Maine Lobster. They sell lobster rolls.
Okay.
6 months into the business. I mean, they just got started. They get invited to Shark Tank. Like somebody saw them and, asked them to come to a screening or whatever they're called. They go on and they get an investment from Barbara. Barbara invests $50,000 in their business. And today, I may have the numbers off a little bit.
Yeah.
But they are worth at least $75 million. They have franchises all over the country. You'll find all their trucks in every major metro. Is franchising something that you see Prime Tacos doing?
Oh man, definitely. I've dreamt about it. Thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've still got a lot of things to learn myself.
Okay.
And you've got good advice too. I've talked to you about it before. Different steps on how to get to where you want to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I'm in Houston. I'm in Houston right now. Rocking, Jukin Burgers. We were in Miami, Orlando, Jukin Burgers. Omaha, Nebraska. Shout out Omaha, our fans in Omaha. I didn't even know there was Mexicans in Omaha.
There's Mexicans everywhere.
There's Mexicans everywhere, man. And we had good support out there. And why not? The Cheeto Burger belongs to the people, man. So
al pueblo.
Everybody deserves to try it.
I've never had the Cheeto Burger. I'm gonna get to try it tomorrow, though.
Yeah,
we're doing Cheeto Burgers tomorrow.
We're doing hot Cheeto Burgers tomorrow. The famous hot Cheeto Burger.
Hell yeah! Let's talk about your team, bro.
Yes, sir.
How important is your team? You're here with your brother, your business partner. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the team and how the team has helped you get to where you are.
Man, not just my brothers and my mom and stuff, but like our close friends, our family, everybody played a role in getting us to where we're at right now. We didn't do it by ourselves, and of course the city of Chicago, rocking with us hard and supporting our dreams and stuff. There's been like we started like we were in a tent, like we would pop up the tent, we'd pop up the tent, some grills. It's intimidating, man. Like at first, you got to kind of just put yourself in that. Like you got to just do it, man. You got to do what you got to do to make money.
And your team's been there all the way.
Yeah, man. My team's been there all the way. Shout out everybody. All our friends that helped us, my brothers. They're a real big help because when everybody else fails you, your family's there to pick you up.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know getting here wasn't easy, so I know you're going to be successful in everything that you're doing. One, the hustle that I've seen from you guys, bar none. Like you can't make that up, right? It's hard work.
It's hard work.
Hard work works, bro. So congratulations on that success. The truck, the trailer that you have now, how do you think that's going to help you?
The biggest issue with us before was I guess not being open enough. I can show you my DMs and my missed calls and unopened messages. It's to the hundreds. Almost thousand like unread text messages and phone numbers and DMs. Where you guys at today? Where you guys at today?
Ooh, that must hurt, bro.
Yeah,
hurting
man.
the soul.
Yeah, it hurts the soul, man. So like pop and then Chicago with the weather how it is. We're cooking out of a tent. With some grills. If it rains, if it snows, if it's windy,
it's over.
It's over with, man. But we made it happen. There's been times where we're in the middle of 300 people's waiting in, or like 100 people waiting in line, and then our tent just flies. And we're like, oh my God, like it's happened, man. Like we're sitting there cooking and the tent goes in the middle of the street. The only thing that didn't happen is a semi come and take it over. But man, we've had customers help us put it back up, man, too,
I mean, you literally guys are just popping up on the streets of Chicago. Like you'll pop up one corner, you'll let your people know, and then you'll have line for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. That's the way you've been doing it.
Yeah, man, just grinding, hustling.
That's badass.
Hustling, man, you know.
But, I know you guys grind and hustle, and you caught the attention of the mayor of Chicago, and they invited you to Taste of Chicago. Tell us a story about that.
Man, so the way the taste worked, I guess there's some kind of committee or board of aldermans and different other types of people that, I mean, this is the way they did it this year.
Yeah.
And they reached out to a lot of other people, and it was an honor for them to call us, because the taste was the pandemic. Like last year was the first taste they had in years, and the pandemic shut it all down.
2020 they didn't have one. 2021 they didn't have one.
2021, not even
2022 they had one.
Yeah, that was the other one. But
That was the first
I
one.
even think a year before that they didn't have it either, because they
So,
were kind of on the fence about it.
I don't know if a lot of the listeners know what the Taste of Chicago is. I do, because I used to hang out in Chicago for a while. It's one of the biggest food festivals in the U.S.
In the world.
In the world.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Taste of Chicago. Like, how big is it?
Man, Taste of Chicago, they shut down the whole city for that thing. And, you know.
How many vendors are we talking about?
Hundreds, yeah.
Hundreds of vendors?
Hundreds of vendors, man.
And vendors from all over. I don't know if all over the country, but I know there's food from all over the world, because I remember when I went, we were having Jamaican jerk chicken. We were like going up and down looking at the Taste of Chicago. You can get Italian food, Jamaican food, food from all over the world.
Best food in the world, in the country, comes from Chicago for sure, man. It's pizza, tacos, you know, like you said, Jamaican food, Chinese food. It's very, very competitive in Chicago. You got to know what you're doing, and you really got to master, you know, your art out there, because it's tough.
And getting in there, was that something that you thought was like had you thought of getting into the Taste of Chicago?
Man, it's been a dream. Man.
For real?
Yeah, it's a dream, man. The Taste of Chicago. Imagine that. You know, Chicago just got ranked, I think, #2 best city in the world. You know, based off of like scenery, food, and all that other stuff.
Yep.
So like, if you look at like, oh shit, you know, Chicago's one of the reasons they're #2 in the world is because of their food. You know, and we're like one of the best taco dudes in the city. I mean, like, damn, like we're kind of like some of the best in the world too, if you think about it.
Yep.
You know, so being in the taste was like something we've always talked about. Like when we were cooking the burger, like the first year, and then we started moving around, cooking all over the city. I was like, man, dude, one day we're gonna get the burger in the Taste of Chicago. We're gonna get the burger in the Taste of Chicago. And now I feel like the burger is like a staple. You know, I think the burger's there to stay now. You know. You're going to come to Chicago for some pizza, some hot dogs.
And the Cheeto
and
burger.
a hot Cheeto burger.
Hell yeah.
You know?
And the mayor came to your tent.
Yeah, she just lost, actually, the elections, man, you know?
It's all good, but the mayor's the mayor. Whoever the mayor was
mayor.
at the time.
Yeah, man. Shit. Any mayor is welcome.
Exactly.
Any mayor who wins. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, President of the United States, too. Whoever, come on. You know, bring them over.
How long was the event?
The event for
Taste of Chicago, how long was it? How long were you there?
Taste of Chicago was 3 days. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And
how do you prep for something like that?
Man, I learned. I learned real fast. You know, I learned real fast. You know, prepping is probably the secret to getting orders out.
Did
faster.
You have one menu item? Did you have several menu items?
My brothers always give me a hard time because I want to throw like a bunch of things on the menu, you know, with like 200 people waiting in line.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm always trying to like make new menu items and be creative and stuff like that. But the Taste of Chicago, we, you know, based off our experiences from doing festivals the past couple of years, you know, we found it easier to, you know, serve everyone faster with having less on the menu, but also like giving them the best quality at the same time. So it's just something you got to learn, man. It's tough.
Tell us about this Cheeto burger. Who does the crushing? Who crushes the Cheetos?
Oh, man, I make my brother there, the fighter, baby. Boy, I make him sit there. He crushes burgers. I mean, he crushes the Cheetos all day. That's the cheapest way.
How many bags of hot Cheetos do you need to buy to like prep for events? How do you find the what if you can't find the hot Cheetos?
That's happened.
No way.
Man, hot Cheetos were getting sold off the shelves. Like, I think the burger got something to do with it. I think perhaps tacos got something to do with that hot Cheeto shortage that Frito-Lay was having. Frito-Lay, I think we got a little something to do with it. But that burger blew up, man. I remember just one week, like, there not being any Cheetos on the shelves one day, and I'm like, dang, man. You know, people were calling me like, hey, man, what the heck? It's all your fault. And I'm like, you know, my bad. But there's been times where there wasn't no Cheetos on there. I would have to like buy weeks in advance, you know, or I would go to like
you're hoarding Cheetos.
Yeah, man. I would go to like all the different Walmarts. I found out when the delivery guys were making their deliveries. I made friends with them.
Yes, sir.
You know, one Frito-Lay guy, hey man, I'm making a drop at the other store. Man, you can just tell me no, man. So like he gave me a list of the drops. Yeah, of all his drops where he was doing, you know. And that's how I did it. I'd have to wake up one morning, dang, he's gonna be there, you know, 6 a.m. I'd be there at the store waiting. As soon as they're up there doing it, I'd grab a whole shelf, a whole cart full. People are looking at me like I'm crazy with a whole cart full of Cheetos, hot Cheetos.
There's not a lot of people that do what you guys are doing. I don't know anybody else that does it. So,
man, we were one of the first. I remember it kind of coming out of you know, the elotes with the hot Cheetos.
Okay,
and
the elotes,
you know, the elotes and hot Cheetos with cheese. And I said we were one of the first, like, around to start cooking with hot Cheetos, to really start cooking with hot Cheetos, you know.
But you were also
made it an art.
I remember a steak tacos that you were making.
Oh, tomahawk steaks?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we also got a nice tomahawk steak taco. You know, we cook it to perfection. You choose what temperature you want it at, and we slice it in real thin slices, put it on a taco with some cheese, drench it in some salsa, cilantro. That's all you need on a taco. And boom, you know.
These boys know how to cook some badass food. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to try it tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being on, man. I mean, I appreciate you sharing your information. Appreciate you trusting our business to build your trailer. We've been talking for a while. You talk big dreams, and I know you're going to execute them. So,
yes, sir.
I believe in you guys, your brothers here, partners here, and appreciate you guys coming out. Where can people follow and connect with your business and you?
Man, so you can follow Prime Tacos on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Our Instagram is always very well up to date with where we're gonna be. Before we would post every Thursday, where we were gonna be for that Sunday. Thanks to Pat and Trailer Kings and the persistence and the guidance, now we're able to give our city more days out the week. Hell
yeah.
So let's get the ball rolling. Let's keep executing, making good food, and we'll be more accessible to people now.
It's Prime Tacos with a Z on Instagram.
Instagram Prime _tacos with a Z. TikTok Prime _tacos.
With a Z too, or with an S on TikTok?
You could literally type in Prime Tacos and
with a Z.
We're the first thing that pops up on there.
If you're a food truck owner, a potential food truck owner, somebody that wants to learn about business, want to learn about marketing, want to learn how these people are doing and blowing up on social media, give them a follow. Make sure you shout out Anthony and his team as many times as possible. And hope you guys got some valuable information from this show. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks again.
Pat, thank you. I'm saying, if you guys really want to make your food dreams and whatnot come true, you gotta go all in.
Hell yeah. That's the only way.
Gotta put all the chips on the table.
And you're all in.
We're all in, man. No turning back. We're gonna do this.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Peace.